Welcome to Diana the Storyteller channel. Let's jump right into the story. It was just another scorching afternoon in Madeira, Portugal. The streets were alive with the usual chaos. Vendors shouting about their fresh fruits, kids darting between market stalls, and tourists snapping photos of the picturesque scenery. But amidst all the noise and color was a boy named Diego. Barefoot, wearing a worn-out blue t-shirt with holes in the sleeves, Diego stood near the bustling plaza, juggling a scuffed-up soccer ball with remarkable precision. Despite his small frame and scrappy appearance, his skills were undeniable. The ball never touched the ground as he danced around imaginary defenders, performing tricks even seasoned players would admire. Yet, instead of applause, Diego was met with sneers and laughter from a group of older teenagers lounging nearby. "Hey, Diego!" one of them called out mockingly. "You think you're the next Ronaldo or something?" The others burst into laughter. "Look at his shoes! Oh wait, he doesn't even have any," another teased, pointing at Diego's bare, dusty feet. Diego's face burned with embarrassment, but he kept juggling the ball. He'd learned a long time ago that reacting only gave bullies more power. Still, the sting of their words cut deep. He knew his family couldn't afford fancy clothes or proper soccer gear. His mom worked long hours cleaning houses just to keep food on the table. Soccer was his only escape, his only dream. "Come on, man, let's go. He's not worth our time," one of the teens said as they finally got bored and wandered off. Left alone again, Diego took a deep breath and tried to shake off their taunts. His eyes drifted to a small poster taped to a lamppost nearby. "Local soccer exhibition today. Special guest appearance from a mystery football legend." Diego's heart skipped a beat. Could it be Ronaldo? The poster didn't say, but everyone in town was buzzing with rumors that the legendary player might make a surprise visit. Madeira was his hometown, after all. "Not like I'd get in, anyway," Diego muttered to himself. The exhibition was being held at the fancy sports complex on the other side of town, far out of reach for a kid like him. Tickets were expensive, and even if they weren't, the guards at the entrance would probably turn him away just for looking like he didn't belong. Still, the dream lingered in his chest, stubborn and persistent. Later that afternoon, Diego found himself at the edge of the sports complex, peeking through a gap in the fence. Inside, rows of neatly dressed spectators filled the stands. The pristine green field stretched out like a dream. Coaches, officials, and local players milled about, preparing for the big event. "Maybe I can just watch from here," Diego whispered to himself, pressing his face against the chain-link fence. Suddenly, a sleek black SUV pulled up near the entrance. The doors opened, and out stepped a tall figure with broad shoulders, dressed in a simple black t-shirt and sunglasses. Diego's jaw dropped. Even without seeing his face clearly, he knew who it was: Cristiano Ronaldo. The crowd inside erupted into cheers as Ronaldo waved and made his way toward the field. Diego's heart pounded in his chest. He wasn't just watching his hero on TV this time. Ronaldo was right there, just a few yards away. But before Diego could lose himself in the excitement, a gruff voice jolted him back to reality. "Hey, kid, what are you doing here?" Diego turned to see a security guard glaring at him. I was just watching," Diego stammered. "You don't have a ticket," the guard said sternly. "Get lost." Diego's shoulders sagged. He wanted to argue, to say that he wasn't hurting anyone by standing there, but he knew it wouldn't matter. Dejected, he turned to leave, dragging his feet across the dusty ground. What he didn't see was Ronaldo glancing in his direction, a flicker of curiosity crossing the superstar's face. Ronaldo frowned when he saw Diego getting pushed aside and turned away. He took a few determined steps toward the event organizer standing near the field. The organizer's eyes immediately locked on Ronaldo. After all, whatever he said carried weight around here. "Hey, hold up a second," Ronaldo said, gesturing toward Diego. "What's going on here?" The organizer looked a bit surprised, but kept a formal tone. "It's just protocol, Mr. Ronaldo. He's not on the guest list, and security thought he was causing a scene." Ronaldo raised an eyebrow with a faint, amused smile. "Causing a scene? He's just a kid who loves soccer. Look at him." Diego had his head down, embarrassed and ready to leave. Ronaldo called out warmly, "Hey, buddy, come back here." Diego hesitated, but slowly turned around, still staring at the ground. "What's your name?" Ronaldo asked. "Diego," the boy whispered. "Diego, you came all this way, right? You love the game?" Diego finally lifted his gaze to meet Ronaldo's eyes. "Yeah, more than anything," he said softly, but sincerely. Ronaldo smiled. "Good, then I think you deserve a shot." He turned back to the organizer. "Let him in. Actually, I've got an idea. Let's set up a little penalty shootout for the fans. Make it fun. I'll take care of this kid." The organizer nodded reluctantly. "Whatever you say, Mr. Ronaldo." Ronaldo clapped Diego on the shoulder. "Come on, Diego. You ready to show them what you got?" Diego's face lit up with a mix of shock and joy. "Are you serious?" "Dead serious," Ronaldo grinned. "Let's give them a show they'll never forget." Excitement rippled through the crowd. The announcement system kicked on, informing the spectators about the surprise penalty shootout. Fans eagerly found their seats, buzzing with curiosity. Diego's legs were shaking, but Ronaldo's presence gave him courage. "Okay," Ronaldo said cheerfully. 5 shots each. Whoever scores the most wins. Think you can beat me?" Diego's eyes sparkled. "I'll try," he said with a nervous smile. Ronaldo chuckled. "That's the spirit." Ronaldo took the first shot. The ball smashed into the back of the net with a loud thud, and the crowd roared. Diego took a deep breath, carefully placed the ball, and remembered the tips Ronaldo had whispered to him earlier. His foot connected perfectly. The ball soared straight into the corner of the goal. The crowd went wild. "Nice shot, kid!" Ronaldo clapped enthusiastically. As Diego's confidence grew, so did his performance. By the 4th shot, the entire crowd was on their feet, cheering his name. On his final kick, even Ronaldo watched with admiration. When the match ended, the scoreboard showed a tie. Diego and Ronaldo had both scored 5 flawless goals. The audience erupted into cheers, clapping for both of them. Ronaldo turned to Diego with a grin. "Looks like you're a natural," he said proudly. "Keep working hard, and one day, maybe I'll be the one watching you on this field." Diego's eyes gleamed with excitement. "Thanks, Mr. Ronaldo, for everything." "Anytime, Diego," Ronaldo nodded. "And remember, never let anyone tell you that you don't belong." Diego nodded firmly. That day, he hadn't just met his idol. He'd also regained the confidence he'd lost. Ronaldo's advice echoed in his heart, marking this as the most unforgettable day of his life. The next morning, Diego woke up to the sound of his buzzing phone. Messages poured in from friends, classmates, and even people he barely knew. "Dude, you're all over the internet!" One message read. "Is this really you with Ronaldo?" "Oh my God," another chimed in. Diego rubbed his eyes, still processing what had happened the day before. Could it really be true? He pulled up social media, and sure enough, there he was. A clip of him sinking penalty shots against Cristiano Ronaldo had gone viral. One account had captioned it, "Local teen outshines Ronaldo in epic shootout, must watch." Diego's jaw dropped as he saw the views climb into the millions. His name was trending, and the comments section was flooded with praise and disbelief. "This kid has raw talent. Ronaldo knows how to pick him. Somebody needs to sign this boy ASAP." As exciting as it was, Diego couldn't help but feel nervous. Fame wasn't something he'd ever thought about. He was just a kid who loved soccer. Still, part of him wondered if this could be his shot, literally and figuratively. While scrolling through the chaos, his phone rang. The caller ID showed an unfamiliar number. Hesitant but curious, Diego answered. "Hello?" "Hi, is this Diego?" a friendly voice asked. "Yes, who's this?" "This is Coach Ramirez from the Los Angeles Soccer Academy. We saw your video with Ronaldo and we're really impressed. Have you ever thought about playing for a top-tier youth program?" Diego's heart raced. I've dreamed about it, but I never thought it was possible." "Well, dreams have a funny way of becoming reality," Coach Ramirez said warmly. "We'd like to offer you a full scholarship to join our development program. We think you have serious potential, and with the right training, you could go far." Diego's mouth went dry. "Are you serious?" "Very serious," the coach assured him. "We'll send over the details, but we'd love to have you on board. And hey, Ronaldo doesn't just challenge anyone to a shootout. That says a lot about you." As the call ended, Diego sat on the edge of his bed, overwhelmed with emotion. He couldn't wait to tell his family. His mother, always his biggest supporter, cried tears of joy when he shared the news. Later that day, Diego received a message from none other than Ronaldo himself. "Great game yesterday. Proud of you. Keep pushing, kid. You've got what it takes." Diego couldn't believe it. Not only had he earned Ronaldo's respect, but he was also on the path to pursuing his biggest dream. The media frenzy continued for days, with local news stations inviting Diego for interviews. At school, kids who had never spoken to him before now treated him like a celebrity. His once small circle of friends had grown overnight. But through it all, Diego stayed grounded. He never let the sudden fame get to his head. He remembered the nervous boy who had been turned away at the stadium gates and how everything had changed because one person, Ronaldo, had believed in him. Months later, Diego stood on the pristine field of the Los Angeles Soccer Academy wearing his new team's jersey. The scholarship had given him access to world-class coaches, facilities, and opportunities he had only dreamed of before. As practice wrapped up, Coach Ramirez called out, "Diego, come here for a second." "Yes, Coach?" "You've been doing great," the coach said. "We're entering you in the regional showcase next month. Scouts from all over will be there. It's your time to shine." Diego nodded, determination shining in his eyes. "I won't let you down." That night, as he lay in bed, Diego thought back to the day he had almost given up, the day the security guard told him to leave. If Ronaldo hadn't stepped in, none of this would have happened. The lesson was clear. Sometimes life throws obstacles your way, but if you stay determined and keep your heart in the game, incredible things can happen. And Diego, he was just getting started. If you watched the video till the end and want to hear more inspiring stories like this, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. Take care of yourselves.